So in your experience, the consistent agent, the agent in consistent phase, how many leads can they comfortably handle without overextending themselves in a quarter? In a good quarter.
In a good quarter.
Yeah.
Honestly, a max of 12.
Leads?
Yes.
So that's about 4 per month, 1 per week.
Oh, you said in a quarter. In a month is about 12. So, okay, let's define it a bit differently. Yeah? An agent who is in a consistent phase, who is doing on average doing well in sales, not rentals, will close about 1 sale a month. Now I know in our country not many do that, but
especially in this.
Yes, one sale a month. And for you to close 1 sale, if it's on the listing side, you need to have done about 10 to 12 showings. Okay, so when I think about it, you need to about 12 properties a month that you get that are just your own, that you need to show to clients. So times 3, that will be a max of 36 to close each. Now, that's not a very good formula to use, because it means then that if you have 36 properties and you've closed 3, if you close 3 in a quarter, because it's 1 per month, then there are 33 clients who are satisfied. So one way you could improve on that is to partner with other agents who have some listings, so that you can satisfy your clients instead of just taking the whole 36, and the 36 have a lot of activities you need to generate. Okay, so but if you're looking to partner with other to improve your business and increase your sales to more than 1, then you can get the 36 and partner with other agents good agents who can help you to sell the property.
So partnering with agents is very important.
Very important. Yeah.
Wow.
So hypothetically, they're about 36. Yes.
That's very eye-opening, that you should not overextend yourself, however ambitious you are.
Yeah.
Stay within your capacity.
Yeah.
Ask for help.
Yes.
And partner with other agents.
Yes. There are seasons also, in a day or in a week.
In a week? Tell me about the seasons in the day and the seasons in the week.
So we've done a quarter.
We
looked at the quarter.
Yeah.
And in the quarter there's a peak.
Yeah.
And there's a going up the peak, going down the peak in a quarter.
Yeah.
But in every week, you should also have a restaurant cycle. Yes.
What does that look like?
You need a break every week, a Sabbath. I know for those who advocate for Sabbath, they're like, yes.
Hata Mungu alijua. On the 7th day he rested.
Exactly.
And looked as his creation was happy and he rested.
You need 24 hours of rest.
Are you sure serious about it as SDAs? Do you know an SDA personally?
Yes, I do.
They don't do a thing on Saturday.
Yes.
Like they don't care if your house is burning.
Yes.
They don't do a thing.
I do the same.
You do the same?
I
for Saturday or Sunday?
I could do Saturday afternoon to Sunday afternoon. 24 hours. Yes.
Wow.
The most I'll do is pick a book and read. Watch a movie. Just be around with my kids and just veg out.
At that point your phone is off?
No, it's not off. I'm very honest. But I will not do business with you at that time. You call me, we'll have a talk, but...
Oh, yeah, okay.
So truly, proper rest means being away from these destructive things. You know, a call that will engage your mind, you know, that kind of thing. But a full day rest.
Full 24 hours.
It does. It will do you a lot of good. Yeah. So you need to start your week with a rest. So your Sunday, if your Sunday your first day of the week, or whatever for some it's the first day of the week, it starts with a rest. That's the best way to go about it. So if you do that, then you have more energy, and so that's when you take time to plan the next week, or just before you start your rest, you can take time to plan the next week. So weekly planning is advocated as opposed to daily planning, because daily planning does not give you a vision of what's going to have to happen tomorrow. But weekly planning allows you to plan events in the course of the week, so that every day when you wake up, you already had an idea of the most vital activities you need to do. That way you become more productive as an agent, because now you're not running around. You have a plan. You have a plan. You planned what your marketing, you planned your lead generation, you planned your client care, you planned your personal development. Everything is planned. So let's come back to a day.
A day.
A routine is key.
What's your routine?
Wake up at 4.
You wake up at 4 every day?
I wake up at 4 every day.
Wow.
Wake up at 4, spend time with God for an hour. 5, I start PD. So I listen to a podcast and I read a book between 5 and 6. Then I start preparing. But before I start preparing, I journal.
Every single day?
Every single day. How was my day yesterday? What are my... I evaluate the previous day. I evaluate and write down what I did well, what I should have improved. Then I can comment on what I need to do that day. Then I start preparing. I prepare, get to work, and I have another routine. So the ideal thing is every person should have a time block calendar with a routine. And the routine is something you do every day at the same time, because that eliminates the need to think, or it eliminates the need to think what
like
to
a
do.
Baby.
Like a baby. I totally agree. So it reserves your energy to be creative and to be more productive. So that's another reason why agents are not productive, because the times they expend a lot of energy thinking, what should I do now? Should I do lead gen? Should I do some marketing? Should I rest? You know, so there's confusion. Yeah. So when if you do that and allow for some time, either in a day or in the week, in the year, of some things that unforeseen events, your life will be streamlined, more organized, and more productive. So we don't also account for unforeseen events. Like, you know, we say the events will happen. Either every 4 years, every 7, 8 years, the events will happen. The bad events will happen. COVID will happen.
And at the very least, we are sure of elections will happen,
yes,
which will affect us for the foreseeable future.
Yes. So you should plan.
And I think also life generally changes every 4 years. Even in individual lives, things are always changing at an individual level.
Yes.
You'll find even in your work life, after 4 years, if something doesn't change, you want to quit.
Yes.
So 4 years is a key milestone for most people.
Yeah, that's why you do 5-year plan, because on the 5th year plan,
it's time to adjust.
You're planning already how to adjust. Yeah.
Wow. So I want us to touch 2 things while on those. Peaks and valleys.
Yes.
How do we prevent burnout? We've already talked about rest.
Yes.
What are 2-3 other ways we can prevent burnout?
Okay.
And also, how do we manage our finances to stay sane during that?
During those seasons.
During the season.
So what are the things you can do to prevent burnout, and how to manage your finances to stay afloat? I've said one, which is to prevent burnout, one needs to
rest every quarter.
Rest every week. Okay.
So at least once a week, and at least 5 days every quarter.
Rest once a week and 5 days every quarter. But even in a day, you're supposed to rest. You see, they say our capacity to focus is a max of 90 minutes. After that, you end up not being productive. You know, like deep, insane focus is every 90 days. But studies are saying that we have lost focus, that 90 days is no longer feasible. There's a lot of distractions, distraction from electronic devices and all, billboards, you know, everything is just flashing in front of you, that to focus for 90 minutes continuously is not easy. But ideally, if you're going to focus, make it a max of 90 minutes. So that's how I plan my calendar blocks. 90 minutes, take a break. Where I work, I go down the stairs, run up.
Oh, every 90 minutes?
Every 90 minutes. There are times I do two runs.
From the 4th floor?
Yes, from the ground floor to 4th floor. I just run.
Literally running?
Yeah. People think I'm rushing for something, but it's crazy.
Up and down?
Just once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go down with the lift and then come running?
No, I go down the stairs.
So what you're saying is, if you do it every 90 minutes, you've done it 4 or 5 times a day?
Every 90 minutes, I run twice, but the rest I stand, walk around.
Oh, okay.
Just go walk around. Yeah. So you need to take a break every 90 minutes, a minimum of 10, yeah, before you get into the next block. And if you really had an intense block, don't get into another intense block immediately after if you just done 10 minutes break. Because you really need like 30 minutes break to really get into another intense block of rest.
So rest is very important.
Very important. I'm telling you, have you ever been onto a task and then it took you so long to solve it, 2-3 hours down the line, like, hey, this one is hard. Then for some reason, you went either to eat, to lie down, and then you're lying down, a brilliant idea comes into your head, and within 5 minutes you solve the problem. Has it ever happened to you?
All the time.
It has happened to me.
All the time.
Yes.
Or just when I'm about to sleep. My best ideas come when I'm about to sleep. That period. When I'm just about to fall asleep.
That's the reason why you should intentionally take it. Because if you push, you'll burn out. So that's what happens. When you find people burning out in a day, it's because they're not giving themselves breaks in between, ample breaks. Yeah.
So burnout is caused by overworking yourself without rest.
Yes.
And so can be easily resolved by
taking breaks in between. 90 minutes and 90 days breaks. Does it make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. I wish you should have told me this 4 years 4 years ago. 4 years ago, because it looks simple, but it's very, because as a real estate agent you could easily be on the road the whole day without taking time in between to even eat. Yes.
People think, let me push. And
then in your head you're like, I'll rest when I get money. That's always the thing. Let me just push some deals and then I'll rest. Let me push some deals, hit my target, and then I'll rest.
That's how people get sick, stressed.
It doesn't work.
They mess up many things, the relationship around them, their stress levels are high. It affects your health system. It does. It does. So it affects many things other than just your business. So you should learn to take that rest.
Wow. And
rest well at night. Routine. Have a specific time to go to bed and to wake up. Routine is very important. That's for me. I have a certain time, go to bed. You see, when you have a routine, it's easy to sleep at the same time than to sleep at different times. Some people say I struggle sleeping because the previous day I overslept. Now today I try to sleep at a certain time. I couldn't sleep, so I stayed awake. So you've messed your routine, you've messed your cycle for that day and probably for that week.
And you wake up tired.
There is a ripple effect, yes. You wake up tired. But if you have a routine, pap, 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 you don't have to think about it, it just works.
Your body does it for
people
you.
have routines. Just study and you'll see they have routines.
So
some even have a same, they go to a same place, same time, same sitting position, and just open the book. They don't have to think, what should I read? Open, they finish that book after a week, they get another one, place it there. When they wake up, they do whatever they need to do, sit at the same place, open it, and continue. That's the lifestyle of the wealthy.
Which we need to emulate.
Exactly. We put our babies to routine as you alluded before, but we don't put ourselves into routine.
Because all our lives we have been eating by 6:30 sharp.
Yes.
You sleep at 8 sharp, whether kuna wageni, whether kuna birthday, whether kuna nini, by 8 sharp.
Yes.
And you won't find a kid tossing and turning in bed.
Yeah.
If you go by 8:30, you'll find them, they're out.
Yeah.
And then most kids you'll find by 6, they're up.
Yeah.
So
can I talk about the money part now?
Yes.
Simply, if you have reserves for a minimum of 3 months, you are set. But the reason why we eat our reserves is because we don't have a big why for what you are doing. So if you have planned your money for even that season, when it comes and you automatically put it away, you don't think of it as the money that I'm supposed to be spending. You put it away. Probably even automatically.
What's a good percentage to put away?
So, 3 months income minimum to 6 months income. Your goal should be to 18 months. Okay, so just picture that every bad event that could possibly happen will happen. Like when it happened with my son, I was out for work for 6 months and it affected the rest of the year when my son was unwell. So ideally 18 months is good. So I have a personal experience that really confirmed it is good to have enough reserves, because I was able to be there for people. Supported me. That's why I was able to be there for my family. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful they supported me financially. But then so you keep aside money for 3-6 months. So it depends with where you are financially. You could even start with 1%, saving 1% if you're badly off. But move it to between 10 and 15%. So let's find an average of that. 12.5% should be put away from whatever earnings you make, no matter how little, no matter how much. If you make enough, because you're in business, business people, the income is not consistent. One time it's high, a time it's low. And if you feel like I have enough, you can stretch it to 20%, and plus 20%, then you're on the road to becoming super rich. 20%.
So 20% is a good percentage to aim at.
Yes, you can do 40. I've done 40 in my life. You can do 40%. So, but 20% plus, you're on the way to becoming wealthy.
And don't feel any amount is too little.
No.
Start with what you're getting.
Yes.
Out of what you're getting, if all you can remove is 1%,
yes,
start with that.
Yes.
And then it will build up.
It has to build up and put it in a nice place. The place that has an interest. There's this calculation we did the other day. You put away 500 shillings and put it in an account that gives you 9% every year. In 10 years, you'll have saved. In 5 years, you'll have 1.6 million in your account. In 10 years, it was about 3-point-something million. But in 20 years, it was 40 million, over 40 million. So the compounding effect takes place.
It's big.
Yeah, so 500 shillings a day. Just 500 shillings a day.
So just ingraining that saving habit
is very important.
In us. Tusikule yote.
But set it aside automatically. Decide beforehand that in the next quarter I need money for these categories. Call it buckets. Put the money aside. Whenever it comes, just send it there and forget about it.
And mentally, when things are thick, what do you do not to give up? When things are very thick. Very, very thick. You've not gotten a commission in a year.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there are people since COVID started.
Yes.
They've not gotten a thing.
Yes.
And they're on the brink of giving up.
Yes.
Your deals have reached the last minute and they've collapsed.
Yes.
What can you say to those agents
yes,
to enable them to stay positive during a tough time mentally? That's
a very good question, Wendy. And thanks for asking, because I think many people need to hear this. God gave us all a purpose. If you have found your God-given purpose, you're better than someone who hasn't. So you need to go back to the drawing board, ask yourself, what's my purpose? Because that's the thing that keeps you going. Your purpose or your vision is what you're willing to die for. So the question is, think of yourself as a martyr. What are you willing to die for? If you're not willing to die for, say, a family that is happy, children provided for, those are the things that really matter. Relationships mended with your brother, sister, mother, father. What's your relationship with the Maker? Because those are the things that help us to find the thing that we do in business as an agent. Rather, those are the things that help you as an agent or as a person to find the value in what you do. Like, okay, now I'm doing this for my family, for my children, for my mother, for my father, for the community, for the lost, the people. Maybe you have a vision to reach out to the less fortunate in the society. That purpose helps you to go back and say, okay, I'm going to wake up, do my business right because of it. And say, when your heart decides the destination, your mind will design a map to reach it. So when you decide that destination, your mind decides designing a map. So how do you design that map? Retreat. Right now, if they're in the valley, go take a week out. Not even 5 days. Rest, but you go away. So this is how you do your retreats. You go away from distractions. Phone off, no distraction. Just maybe leave it blocked, all calls blocked except the people who need to reach you if there's an emergency. Or find a way of switching it on after certain intervals to check to make sure everything is okay, and away from anything that cannot, that will take away your attention. That's the way to retreat. Actually, let me tell you, that's where meditation came from. Your brain has a very interesting capacity to think and to do extraordinary. They say we use only 5%. You can reach more than 5% when you do that kind of thing. Yeah.
Take away the noise, the distractions.
Everything away. So for those who felt like they've reached the end, they take away the noise and distractions by going away. You can talk to your sister, maybe, or a brother, or someone whose house is vacant, and just go and stay there. Lock yourself in.
Reset. So they should take this period to rest.
Yes.
And to regain their sense of purpose.
Exactly. It has to be written down. And just don't have need to write it the way we write it in school. It can be like form of a story, like the way you journal. Just write it. What do you want to accomplish? Have I achieved? What can I do better? Always evaluate, measure it. How do I measure it? Put a timeline. Okay. Then come back after 90 days to see where you need to research. You realize, I think I put a short time, or that time was short. I accomplished it before time. And just do it properly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Meskia agents, it's very helpful. And it's the first time, because our culture doesn't promote rest enough. I wish we did. Our culture says grind. So I think it's very important that you've reminded us, not even reminded us because we didn't know, that you have brought it to our attention that even when things are not good, you still have a right to rest.
True.
Because I think for Africans, we feel like, one, resting is being lazy, and two, we should always be on a
treadmill.
On a treadmill. And I think that's what is leading to things like blood pressure, those lifestyle diseases, because you're just accumulating. Yet if you are resting, you'd reflect. Because also a time for reflecting is good because it helps you think, is this the right direction for me? Is this what I want to do? It's also a good time to quit if it's not.
Exactly.
Yeah?
It's a time to sharpen your saw, or to sharpen your axe. Before Einstein said, if I had 60 minutes and my life depended on it, I think he said I'll spend 55 minutes
sharpening my axe. That says a lot. Sharpening your axe before you start now executing. And it's very true. We don't do that. So sharpening your axe or sharpening your saw is those retreats. They're not pressing, they're not urgent, but they are the most important things to do. Yet what we do is that we take an axe and we start cutting. And you don't stop. Saturday, Sunday. So I think it's very good that you've let us know that you need to rest. I don't think we're told that enough. Did you ever hear it when you were growing up? Personally, my dad never took a leave.
I didn't.
My whole life, my dad never took a leave.
Wow.
Then unfortunately, like 30 years into his work life, he got bad blood pressure. Eventually got a stroke. But he never took leave. So it just goes to show that rest, even when you're high energy, because some people are high energy, that even for the high energy people, we still need rest. It's okay to rest, even when you're in your valley, because in your valley, that's when you feel like, why am I not working? I need to work. So that for me is the aha in this, that rest daily, rest weekly, rest quarterly, rest. That's my key takeaway.
And to take it further, Sabbath, long time ago in the Bible, people were told to allow, after 7 years, to allow the land to rest for a year. Okay? So
the Bible is so powerful. We should also read the Bible more, especially for a businessman.
Ecclesiastes 10:10 is one says, sharpen your axe. I think it's one that talks about a man sharpens, I don't know, but the Bible talks about sharpening your axe. Okay, which is very important. It's a principle. It talks about resting after 7 years and you're taking a break. I know a church that does that. It sends their pastors away for a year, no work, let them go rest. So you may not have that privilege, but rest is very important.
It's very important.
We like to emulate the American or the Western culture, but it's good for them. And so we're bombarded by this in movies. You see guys running across New York City
in a rush,
like, oh,
Wall Street,
that's how it should live.
On the phone,
those are the successful guys, and they have no time for you. You come in the office, you can't find time. Do you know they have the highest stress-related, work-related stress in the world?
And it's not sustainable.
It's killing them. Yes, it's not sustainable. So you should not emulate them. Do
I'm happy you've told us that.
Yeah, so don't look at what that stuff on telly and say that's
not real. Thank you so much.
It's not working for them. They are resting. They're trying to find rest
in other ways.
Yes.
Wow. So thank you so much. This was very enlightening.
Yeah.
You've helped us as agents know what to do during high seasons and low seasons.
Yes.
Please approach Eric and ask him questions. He has a lot of wisdom. He runs a company called LIKO Real Estate that helps agents reach their full potential. And imagine he'll be giving you all this advice every day.
Yes.
All day, all year, Yes. So it's truly, please approach him, have a conversation with him so that we can start thinking of our businesses differently, start thinking of how we handle our personal and business lives differently. So thank you so much, Eric. We really appreciate, and you have a wealth of wisdom.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, so we will implement, we will rest more, we'll reflect on our purpose more, and we'll keep going till we reach our dreams. And today we are shooting at the Sufra Gardens, which is in Westlands Raptor Road. So they have an amazing outdoor setting where you can come with your family, your friends, both for business and for your fun activities and to rest, when you're coming to rest, because it's within nature. So, and they have good food, Arab, Somali food. That's my favorite cuisine, Arab and Somali food. So please check it out on Raptor Road. I'll also put the link below. And please keep working towards your dream and you'll reach what your goals are.